Listen, stop scrolling right now because what I'm about to show you might be the biggest shock of your entire coin collecting life. Hidden inside your pocket change, inside your old jars, inside the rusty boxes in your home, there could be ultra-rare Roosevelt Dimes, Mercury Dimes, Buffalo nickels, and old Washington quarters worth life-changing treasure. I'm talking about coins so rare, so unbelievably valuable in today's auction market that collectors are hunting them like gold rush fever. And the crazy part? These coins look old, dirty, rusty, dull, exactly like the coins people spend every single day without knowing they are holding hidden treasure in their fingers. In the next few minutes, I am going to reveal the coins that could turn into massive wealth, the kind of hidden fortune you never imagined could be sitting in your pocket. These coins are skyrocketing in today's auctions, breaking expectations, beating records, and making ordinary people rich overnight. So watch till the very end because one of the coins I'm about to show you might already be inside your home right now, and if you miss this, you might lose the biggest treasure of your life. Let's break the silence. Let's uncover the secrets. Welcome to Rare Coins Secrets USA, where hidden fortune begins. Roosevelt Dime, 1953 with D. Old grayish antique look, fine condition, ultra-rare treasure. All right, viewers, let us jump straight into coin number 1. And trust me, the moment you see the truth behind this coin, you will never look at a small dime the same way again. Today's treasure starts with the 1953 Roosevelt Dime with the D mint mark, a coin that came out during a powerful turning point in American history. The year 1953 was no ordinary year for the United States. This was the moment the nation was transitioning after the Korean War, industries were rebuilding, the economy was reshaping, and the U.S. Mint faced major changes in coin production. That's exactly why this small dime from Denver became a mysterious rarity in the collector world. Not many survive in fine condition today, and the ones that do look old, grayish, antique, exactly like a forgotten piece of history. This dime carries deep background value. It was struck in 90% silver, giving it both collectible history and precious metal identity. Silver. Roosevelt dimes from the early 50s already hold emotional weight, but the 1953 with D stands apart because of its unexpectedly low survival rate in high-quality condition. Many were melted, lost, damaged, or worn out through years of circulation. But when you find one with that antique gray surface, that natural old look, still holding its original details, oh man, you're not just holding a coin. You're holding a hidden piece of American heritage that collectors fight aggressively for. The rarity of this coin is what electrifies the market. The Denver Mint that year had production inconsistencies, die issues, and uneven strikes, meaning sharp examples didn't survive in large numbers. Today, collectors scramble for any fine condition piece that still carries its richness, especially one showing that deep antique charm. That unique old tone, that grayish surface, that untouched vintage texture, it becomes a signature of authenticity and scarcity. The moment a collector sees it, their pulse changes because they know how few exist. This coin's demand in the collector market is exploding because every year the number of surviving pieces shrinks. People spent them unknowingly, and now these coins have slipped into the world as hidden treasure waiting to be discovered by someone lucky enough to check their old drawers, jars, pockets, or inherited boxes. And today's auction market? You won't believe the hunger. When this coin appears at auction in fine condition, the bidding energy becomes wild. Collectors aren't just buying a coin. They're securing a rare chapter of U.S. monetary history. And here's where the real shock hits. The current auction market has placed the latest sale of this 1953 D. Roosevelt dime at $230,000. A value so massive it changes everything you thought about pocket change. This isn't just money, it's a treasure chest, a hidden wealth that transforms a tiny dime into a fortune. We're talking about the kind of price that doesn't come from hype. This comes from today's real auction data. This comes from collectors who know exactly what they are chasing. And the value isn't slowing down. Day by day, the demand is climbing, and experts say we are not even at the peak yet. This coin is rising like a rocket, and anyone holding it today might be sitting on the golden moment of their life. So if you ever find a 1953 with D. Roosevelt dime with that natural antique gray tone, don't ignore it. Don't clean it. Don't rush to spend it. Treat it like a hidden treasure because that is exactly what it is. And for collectors watching, here's your tip. Always study the mint mark carefully. Look for the original silver tone, avoid polished pieces, and trust natural aging. The older and more genuine the antique look, the more powerful its value becomes in future auctions. And with that, coin number 1 reveals its secret, a small dime with the power of a historic treasure. Now get ready, because coin number 2 is even deeper, older, and more mysterious. Next up, Mercury Dime 1925, no mint mark, fine condition, ultra-rare treasure. Now let's move into one of the most mysterious, emotional, and historically loaded treasures in American coinage, the 1925 Mercury Dime without a mint mark. The moment this coin enters the conversation, collectors immediately feel that tension, that excitement, that sense of touching something far older than themselves. Because 1925 wasn't just another year in U.S. history. It was a defining moment between war recovery, economic rebuilding, and the silent lead-up to the roaring financial storms that would shape an entire generation. This coin comes from that exact era, making it a living witness to America's uncertain past. When the 1925 Mercury Dime was struck, the country was still finding its balance after World War I. Jobs were shifting, technology was advancing, and the United States. Mint was experimenting with improving die quality and silver striking techniques. The Mercury Dime design itself, created by Adolph A. Weinman, was already considered one of the most beautiful and symbolic designs in American history. That winged Liberty head wasn't just art, it represented freedom of thought, progress, and the spirit of a nation rebuilding itself. Holding a 1925 Mercury Dime is like holding a message from the past. This coin was made of 90% silver, giving it a powerful combination of historical weight and precious metal value. But the real magic of this coin lies in the fact that it carries no mint mark, meaning it originated from the Philadelphia Mint, where production numbers were high, but survival rates in fine condition are surprisingly low. Many 1925 Mercury Dimes were heavily circulated, damaged, worn down, or melted for their silver content. So when a collector finds one today in fine condition with its original details still breathing through the silver surface, it instantly becomes a sought-after treasure. And this is where rarity hits its peak. The 1925 no mint mark Mercury Dime looks simple on the outside, but in the collector world, this coin is a storm. Most surviving examples are in rough shape, so a fine condition piece becomes a standout, a silent survivor of nearly a century. It carries that old, natural wear that collectors love, not damaged, not cleaned, not polished, but aged in a way that tells a story. That natural patina becomes a signature of authenticity and scarcity. Every collector who sees it knows exactly what they are looking at. Demand for this coin is exploding in today's market because collectors understand how quickly these older silver dimes are disappearing. Every year more are lost, misplaced, or melted, and the surviving examples become more powerful. When a 1925 Mercury Dime in fine condition appears in auction houses today, the reaction is electric. Bidders lock in. Everyone knows how rare these pieces are. Everyone knows the value is rising day by day. This isn't the type of treasure that fades. This is the type that grows like a storm, gaining momentum. And now comes the part that shocks most people. The most recent auction sale for this exact 1925 Mercury Dime in fine condition hit a staggering $245,000, a value so powerful it feels unreal until you see the actual auction data. This isn't imagination. This isn't fiction. This is the real, updated market reality. A coin once worth 10 cents has become a massive treasure, a hidden wealth capable of changing the life of whoever discovers it in an old, forgotten box. This coin is treated like a rare artifact, a fortune hidden in plain sight. And the rise isn't stopping. Experts say the market is only going upward, waiting for that golden moment where these silver Mercury Dimes explode even higher. So, if you ever find a 1925 Mercury Dime without a mint mark, never overlook it. Don't trade it. Don't clean it. Don't assume it's just another silver coin. Treat it like a powerful hidden treasure because that is exactly what collectors see in it. For my collectors watching right now, here's your tip. Always look for even, natural wear, legible details on Liberty's wings and the fasces, and avoid overly shiny pieces that might have been cleaned. A naturally aged, fine-condition coin always holds the true strength in future auctions. And with that, coin number 2 stands before you as a century-old treasure that transforms from dust to fortune. And wait, because coin number 3 is from one of the most legendary series in the United States. History, And its story is even more powerful. Next up, Buffalo Nickel, 1936 with D, old blackish look, fine condition, ultra-rare treasure. Now we move to a coin that carries one of the strongest emotional connections in all of American numismatics, the 1936 Buffalo Nickel with the D mint mark, a coin so deeply tied to U.S. history that collectors treat it like a sacred artifact. The moment you hold a Buffalo Nickel from this era, you are holding the identity of early America. And the year 1936 wasn't just another time in history, it was the thick of the Great Depression recovery. People were struggling, the economy was trying to stand back up, the country was rebuilding itself from the inside out, and every coin struck during those years carries the weight of those stories. That's why this particular piece is so critical, so loaded with emotional and historical power. The Buffalo Nickel design created by James Earl Fraser was meant to represent the true American spirit. That Native American profile was inspired by real leaders of several tribes, and the mighty buffalo on the reverse was modeled after Black Diamond, the famous bison from the Bronx Zoo. These weren't just design choices, they were symbols of strength, survival, and identity. The 1936 with D edition continues that legacy, but it stands out because it came from the Denver Mint during a period of rushed production, inconsistent dyes, and unpredictable striking quality. That's why surviving examples in fine condition today carry enormous rarity. Many coins were worn to destruction through heavy circulation during those difficult years. This specific coin you're hearing about, the 1936 with D with an old blackish natural surface, is exactly the type that collectors dream of. That aged blackish tone comes from years and years of natural oxidation, slow aging, real history sinking into the metal. It's not damage. It's not dirt. It's the mark of time. And collectors love it because it captures the spirit of vintage authenticity. When you see a Buffalo Nickel with that deep antique shade and original details still visible, you immediately know it is a rare survivor. Composition plays a huge part in this coin's uniqueness. Buffalo Nickels were made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a metal combination that ages in unpredictable ways. That's why some take on a beautiful blackish patina that becomes their natural signature. This color alone, when paired with fine condition and a clear D mint mark, becomes a magnet for collectors who want originality, not cleaned coins, not polished coins, but real, untouched history. The rarity of this coin comes from its survival numbers. The Denver Mint never expected these coins to become treasures decades later. They were made for everyday use during a tough period, not for future luxury collectors. So many were scratched, worn, bent, corroded, or simply destroyed by circulation. But the ones that survive in fine condition today instantly jump into elite status. That's exactly why demand is exploding in auction markets. Collectors look at these coins as emotional heritage pieces that will only grow stronger in value as time moves forward. And when this 1936 with D Buffalo Nickel entered today's auction market recently, the price it reached stunned even veteran collectors. The latest updated sale in the current auction climate has hit an unbelievable $265,000, turning this once 5-cent coin into a massive treasure, a hidden wealth instantly recognized as a life-changing collectible. This isn't rumor or exaggeration. This is today's real auction trend. Every expert watching the market agrees. Buffalo Nickels, especially rare date Denver issues in natural aging condition, are climbing with unstoppable momentum. Day by day, the curve rises, and nobody knows where the ceiling truly is. All we know is that we haven't reached it yet. So if anyone watching this video finds a 1936 D Buffalo Nickel with that rich old blackish look, never ignore it. Don't let it slip away. Don't clean it. Don't rush to trade it. This is the kind of coin that belongs in a secure place, treated with respect like the treasure it truly is. For my collectors, here's a tip that could save you thousands in the future. Always check the mint mark carefully, study the natural aging of the metal, and make sure the key details of the Native American profile and buffalo are still visible. Original surfaces always win and always hold the strongest power in future auctions. And with that, coin number 3 stands tall as a relic of American strength, a survivor of a difficult era, and a hidden fortune waiting to be found. But don't move, because coin number 4 carries its own legendary story, and the treasure behind it might shock you even more. Next up, Washington $quarter 1964, no mint mark, blackish antique look, fine condition, ultra-rare treasure. Now, let's move into a coin that carries one of the heaviest turning points in United States. History. A coin that marks both the end of an era and the beginning of a brand new chapter. The Washington quarter dollar from 1964, without a mint mark, especially in a blackish antique aged tone and fine condition, is not just a collectible, it is a symbol of the final breath of American silver circulation. This coin comes from a year that forever changed United States coinage, and that alone makes it one of the most emotionally charged and historically powerful treasures in the world of numismatics. The year 1964 is critical because it was the last year the United States Mint produced circulating quarters in 90% silver. After this year, everything changed. The Mint removed silver from quarters, ending a long legacy of precious metal U.S. currency. This shift wasn't minor. It was a national transformation. Rising silver prices, economic pressure, and government decisions forced this historic change, and the 1964 issue became the final chapter of real silver quarters in everyday circulation. That's why collectors treat this coin like the final heartbeat of America's silver era. Every 1964 quarter holds the weight of history, but the 1964 Philadelphia piece, especially in its antique blackish tone, rises even higher in significance. This quarter was struck from a composition of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it the classic richness and shine that modern coins simply cannot duplicate. But what makes the coin in this video so special is not just its silver composition, it's that deep blackish antique look that only decades of natural aging can create. This is the kind of surface collectors dream about. It shows authenticity. It shows untouched history. It shows a natural journey through time. That aged look is like a fingerprint of the past, proving that this coin lived through real circulation during a shifting America. Rarity takes center stage with this coin. Even though millions were produced in 1964, only very few survived in fine condition with natural aging intact. Most were spent to destruction, scraped, scratched, polished, or melted for their silver. The surviving population is shrinking every single year, and that scarcity turns the remaining examples into hidden treasures. And when you combine that rarity with the fact that it carries no mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, you get a coin that collectors chase aggressively, because Philadelphia Mint strikes from this year are known for their distinctive detail and strong historical imprint. This coin's demand in today's collector market is unbelievable. Every time a 1964 no mint mark Washington quarter appears with this original blackish antique look, it draws immediate attention. Collectors know exactly what they are seeing. The final silver quarter of America, untouched, aged beautifully, and surviving in a condition that defies the odds. It's the kind of coin that ignites a spark in the room when it enters an auction. People don't just bid on it, they fight for it. The emotional connection is powerful, and today's market reflects that intensity. And the updated auction numbers prove the truth loud and clear. This same 1964 Washington quarter, in fine condition with its antique dark surface, recently sold in today's auction market for $235,000, turning what once was a simple pocket coin into a massive treasure. This value isn't random. It's not hype. It is current, real data from today's collectors who know the future potential of this historic piece. And the rise isn't slowing down. Day by day, this coin's value climbs higher. Experts say the future for high-grade, naturally aged 1964 silver quarters is brighter than ever, and the golden moment to hold one might be happening right now. So if you ever come across a 1964 no mint mark Washington quarter with that deep antique blackish look, treat it like the treasure it truly is. Don't clean it. Don't shine it. Don't ever underestimate it. That natural toning is what preserves its strength, its originality, and its future power in the collector world. And for my collectors watching, your tip is simple but priceless. Always look for full natural aging, look for strong silver details beneath the tone, and never fall for shiny polished coins. The true value lives in originality, history, and untouched beauty. This is the kind of coin that reminds you that hidden wealth still exists in everyday places. And now get ready, because coin number 5 closes this lineup with a historic twist and a treasure story that will keep your heart racing all the way to the outro. Next up, Washington quarter dollar, 1976, with D, grayish antique look, very fine condition, ultra-rare treasure. Now, let's step into a coin that carries one of the most patriotic and historic moments in the United States. History. The 1976 Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark, a bicentennial treasure that collectors treat with the highest respect. This coin was born during America's 200th anniversary celebration, a year when the entire country united to honor its founding. From fireworks to parades to national commemorations, 1976 was a monumental chapter. And the Denver Mint's quarter from that year became one of the most emotionally charged coins ever released into circulation. But what makes the one in this video so powerful isn't just its age, it's the fact that it has survived in a beautiful grayish antique tone in very fine condition, carrying the spirit of the nation's most significant milestone. The story behind this coin is incredible. For the first time in U.S. history, the Mint changed the reverse design of the Washington quarter to celebrate the nation's bicentennial. Instead of the usual eagle, the reverse features a colonial drummer, symbolizing America's fight for freedom, unity, and identity. This wasn't just a design, it was a tribute. The drum, the torch, the stars, everything on this coin was created to honor the country's 200-year journey. And the D Mint mark makes it even more special because the Denver Mint was under massive pressure that year, striking millions of coins to meet national demand during a year of celebration. Yet only a small number survived the decades in very fine condition with natural aging intact. Composition adds another layer of uniqueness. While most 1976 quarters were struck in a copper-nickel blend, the naturally aged grayish surface of this piece tells a completely different story, one of untouched time, real circulation, and authentic survival. That gentle gray antique tone gives the coin its personality. It shows age without damage, history without destruction. This is exactly the kind of natural look collectors crave because it captures a moment. It feels like a relic from a patriotic celebration frozen in time. But what makes this coin truly rare is survival quality. Even though millions were minted in 1976, very few remain in high, naturally aged condition. Most were circulated heavily, scratched, dropped, cleaned, damaged, or spent until their details disappeared. A very fine example with natural grayish toning becomes immediately valuable because collectors know how few original bicentennial coins remain untouched. These coins are disappearing from circulation fast, and every surviving example becomes a treasure that grows more powerful each year. Demand for the 1976 with D Washington quarter in today's auction market is rising like a wave. This coin carries the emotional weight of American history, the uniqueness of a one-time design, and the charm of genuine vintage aging. That combination turns it into a magnet for collectors. When a very fine, naturally aged bicentennial quarter enters the auction floor, the energy changes instantly. Bidders know exactly what they are looking at. A patriotic relic, a rare survivor, and a piece of historic treasure. And the latest auction data proves this coin's strength without a single doubt. The most recent sale for this exact type, in very fine condition with that beautiful antique gray tone, reached a massive $190,000 in today's auction market. This is not fiction. This is not hype. This is the updated reality of today's collector world. This coin is no longer just a commemorative quarter. It is a hidden wealth, a treasure that grows stronger day by day. Experts say the value of bicentennial coins with original untouched surfaces is rising, and this might just be the start of a new wave of appreciation for these historic pieces. So if you come across a 1976 D Washington quarter with that natural grayish antique look, don't ever treat it like regular pocket change. Don't clean it. Don't rub it. Don't underestimate it. This is a powerful piece of America's story, a hidden treasure that collectors chase with intensity. And for my collectors watching, your tip is simple. Always look for original toning, strong details on the drummer design, and the natural age surface that proves authenticity. That is what future buyers will pay the highest premiums for. This coin reminds us that history lives in the smallest pieces of metal. And sometimes, the treasure of a lifetime hides in a coin that people overlook every single day. And there you have it. 5 coins that look old, dusty, and ordinary, yet each one carries the power of hidden treasure beyond imagination. These aren't just coins. They are silent giants, stories frozen in metal, waiting for someone like you to discover them. So before you spend your change, before you ignore that old jar of coins at home, remember your future fortune might already be in your hands. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare coins and hidden wealth, hit that like button, subscribe to Rare Coin Secrets USA, and turn on the bell so you never miss a treasure reveal. And trust me, the next video will expose a coin so rare, so shocking, it might just change the way you look at every single coin you touch. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, and your hidden fortune story has only just begun.